Welcome to French Conversations for Beginners. Learn everyday French from Janina, the language teacher, and Joël from France.
Bonjour Joël.
Bonjour Janina.
Ça va?
Ça va très bien, et toi?
Ça va? Très bien. Alright, so today we're going to talk about...
Fun.
Fun? It's not fun today, but it's necessary. We have to talk about what happens if you get sick in France.
Yeah.
Okay. It's one of those things we don't want to talk about, but it happens. So, can you tell me about if a person, let's say, gets really sick, not life or death, but really ill, and sort of, what would you do? What would you do? So, for example, in the United States, if I was really ill and I knew I wasn't quite sure what it was, I'd probably make an appointment at the doctor, right? And doctor's surgeries, well, that's what we call them here in the UK. Doctor's offices are private. They're not run by the government. I need health insurance to be able to go. It's very expensive. Here in the UK, everyone's eligible for healthcare. They're not going to turn anybody away. But you're going to have to be really sick and walk down to the doctor's office and wait for who knows how long, and they'll see you for 10 minutes, and they might tell you, you're not sick enough for us to do. You have to go back home. That's happened to me. You've seen that happen before. So it's available to everybody here, which is good, but there's only so much to go around. And in the United States, you have to have good health insurance and money to get care. What about in France? What is that like?
No, it's not free, but it's affordable, and it's open to everyone. So I think it's changed a bit. Now you need to register to a doctor a bit like the UK.
Like here, okay.
Yeah.
You register. But what about? So I know a lot of, they call them GPs over here, general practitioners.
Yeah.
Your basic family doctor, we would call in the United States.
Médecin de famille.
When a lot of times they might do surgery work two or 3 days a week, and then they do private work otherwise. Maybe they've got their own clinics, and if you have private health insurance, you can go see them, and you might get a little bit of a different level of care than you would get from what the government provides.
Yeah. No, we've got our doctor.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one from the family.
All
and you heard about ours in my family.
Yeah.
She's the one who took care of my grandmom, my dad, and me.
Mm-hmm.
And she's seen my kids, one of my kids as well, so she was a bit emotional, because she's seen, she took care of 4 generations of
your family,
of my family.
Yeah,
and she's getting retired by the end of this year, so I'm quite sad because
she's very good.
Quite happy just to when I'm not feeling well, I'm traveling to France just to because I trust her.
Yeah,
I trust her. Yeah.
Let me ask you this though: in the evening, so for example, in the United States, if you're really ill, you could go to the emergency room, but in the past 25 years, something's emerged called urgent care. So there's places that, let's say you're in between that being, it's not life or death, so you don't necessarily need to go to the emergency room, but you're probably not going to get any rest or get any better until you see a doctor and they've diagnosed you and they've given you something. So urgent care is something sort of in between the doctor's office, which is only open certain hours, and the emergency room, which is always open. There's that sort of in-between spot. And then here in the UK, if you're really ill, oftentimes you can call, if it's out of hours, right? If it's after sort of 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening, you can call an urgent care line, and if they think you need help, they're going to refer you to a hospital, or they have a doctor on call that will come. They say, come down here and we'll do this. And give you a prescription. We have to examine you first, etc. What about in France? If you get not life and death ill, but you need to see a doctor, and it's not at a convenient time, you need to see a doctor that day. Is there what would a person do?
We've got SOS Medicine.
Okay. SOS?
SOS Medicine.
SOS Medicine. So it's calling like urgent care, but it's on the phone, right?
Yeah, that's 24/7 line.
Right. And what do they tend to do? Do they ask to see you? Do they they come to your house?
Yeah, they come to your house, yeah.
They come to your house, okay.
Yeah.
And so there's always a doctor on call in this SOS Medicine?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I've moved away, but that's what I used to do, yeah. I think it still exists.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. And there used to be this really, really good TV series about SOS Medicine in the 70s.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I grew up with it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. So in this case, you are going to be the médecin working for SOS Medicine.
Yeah.
And I am the sick American who needs help. All
Okay.
right? Okay. Allô, SOS Medicine. Je suis malade. J'ai beaucoup de fièvre.
Quelle est votre température?
103.
Comment? Que dites-vous?
Oui, 103 en degrés Fahrenheit.
Ah bon, ça fait 39 en centigrade. Quels sont vos symptômes?
J'ai mal à la gorge et très mal à la tête. Il y a 2 jours, j'ai dîné au restaurant et peut-être...
Si vous avez mal à la gorge, c'est probablement une grippe. Ne vous inquiétez pas. On vous envoie un médecin tout de suite. Donnez-moi votre nom, adresse et numéro de téléphone.
Janina Climas, 48 rue Bergson. Et mon numéro de téléphone est 04 77 83 51 82. All right.
Okay.
Okay. 93 or 93? I should have said 13.
93.
93?
93.
That's right. Those numbers still get me in French. So if you didn't know, in French, so I'm going to say the number again in English, and then I'm going to say it in French. So if you're just getting started learning French, this is definitely something that's taken a while for me to get used to. So first of all, in French, we say the telephone, a standard telephone number in France is 10 digits long, and you say them in pairs.
Yeah.
Which is unlike, we don't do that. We say digits individually in English. So 04
04
77
77
93
93
51
51
82.
82.
Okay, and as you see, the only 2 that I said as individual digits were the first one, 04, and then the second one, 77, you literally say 77, which is?
77.
And then 93, you would say 93.
93.
51. 51.
51.
And 82.
82.
Okay, and what's really funny is, so 80, unless you go to, is it Switzerland that they've got their own word for 80?
Belgium.
In Belgium, whereas in France, it's four-twenties, which can be confusing.
80.
Right? And then...
They say octante.
Okay.
And 90 is 90 for us, but they say 90.
Okay. So, and that's confusing. So 93, so it's literally 420s, and then what we said here, 93, it was 420s, 13. That's a lot of words to say 93. Sorry, Joelle.
93?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
All right. So let's go through the dialogue. All right. So to say hello on the phone.
Allô?
And I was asking was it SOS Doctor, that service, SOS Medicine?
SOS Médecin?
I am sick.
Je suis malade.
I have a big fever.
J'ai beaucoup de fièvre.
But what I literally said was I have a lot of fever. J'ai beaucoup de fièvre. All right? And then you asked me, what is your temperature?
Quelle est votre température?
And I said 103.
103.
And you said, what?
Comment?
What did you say? What
Que
do you
dites-vous?
say? Okay, and I said, yes.
Oui.
103 in degrees Fahrenheit.
103 en degrés Fahrenheit.
And you, the nurse, l'infirmière, said, okay.
Ah bon?
That is 39 in centigrade.
Ça fait 39 ans, Centigrade.
What are your symptoms?
Quels sont vos symptômes?
And I said, I have a sore throat.
J'ai mal à la gorge.
And I really have a headache.
J'ai très mal à la tête.
And I said 2 days ago,
Il y a 2 jours,
I had dinner
j'ai dîné
at a restaurant.
au restaurant.
And perhaps...
Et peut-être.
Okay. And then you asked me, so if you have a sore throat...
Si vous avez mal à la gorge...
It's probably a flu.
C'est probablement une grippe.
And then you said, don't worry.
Ne vous inquiétez pas.
Okay, we will send you a doctor right away.
On vous envoie un médecin tout de suite.
Give me your name.
Donnez-moi votre nom.
Address.
Adresse.
And telephone number.
Et numéro de téléphone.
All right. And so then, of course, I gave them my name.
Yeah.
And my address, which is 48 Rue Bergson, Rue Street. Rue. I was saying it the English way. Okay. So, and then I gave my phone number, which we've already talked about. So I've got some questions for you. How do you say fever?
Fièvre.
Temperature.
La température.
Symptoms.
Le symptôme.
Throat.
La gorge.
Head.
La tête.
Day.
Le jour.
The flu.
La grippe.
How do you say to worry?
S'inquiéter.
And how do you say don't worry?
Ne vous inquiétez pas.
And how do you say right away?
Tout de suite.
And doctor?
Médecin.
All right. I want to ask you, okay, do you know, does that SOS stand for anything? In French?
Not in French.
Not in French.
It's just
international
standard code started with the Morse alphabet. It's 3 short, 3 long, 3 shorts.
Okay. All right.
But in French that doesn't mean nothing.
Okay. All right. Because I find it's interesting, a lot of the acronyms that we have in English that come from French.
Yeah.
And then we've made our own versions like RSVP, which mean in French.
Répondre s'il vous plaît.
And we have our own version, which is respond so very promptly. So s'il vous plaît, please.
Yeah.
So very promptly to fit those letters. So I was thinking that it came from there. All right. Okay. Is there anything else that you think somebody visiting France would need to know that getting sick? What would be really helpful for them?
My reflex would rush to the emergencies.
And they'll treat people. They won't turn them away.
That's the best doctors maybe in the world.
That work in French emergency rooms.
French doctors. Yeah,
okay.
they're the best.
All right.
Really.
Okay.
I've got some good friends in Saint-Etienne.
Yeah.
And I trust them with that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you so much for all of your help with going to the doctor and talking about your symptoms in French. À la prochaine.
À bientôt.
Au revoir.
Au revoir, Nina.
For more resources on learning and teaching languages, to get on our mailing list, or to get the workbook for this course, be sure to visit reallifelanguage.com/reallifelanguageblog. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to subscribe and leave a rating.